Hi Virgo, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. This is your reading for the week ahead. This is for the week of the 8th to the 14th of March. But if you find it at another date, it doesn't matter. It's to do with the week. You find it when you need it. So it's the week ahead from whenever you find it. Let's see what we've got for this week coming for you, Virgo. What have we got for the week ahead? All the housekeeping stuff is down below. Let's see what we got. 5 of Wands. Obstacles to overcome this week, Virgo. As you know, I tell you how it is rather than what you want to hear, but there are obstacles to overcome this week. Dam bursting. Dam busters. What else have we got? It's going to feel like quite emotional, like a rocky ride emotionally this week. Obstacles. Ace of Swords, but it brings clarity and lessons to learn and decisions to make. It's like the dam had to burst. I'm really getting like a dam of emotions bursting, like. But by letting them go, by processing them, by talking about it, you really need to talk about this with someone because you've got things to get over, issues to get over. There's that 5 of Wands with that burst of water coming forward, obstacles. But yeah, it brings clarity, talking. Also, take note of your dreams because you're processing things in your sleep. So by all means, keep a dream journal. Echoes of the day, things that you hadn't considered that are actually important will come through in your dreams. You just need to talk and speak up. If that's how you're feeling, you need to speak up because there's help out there. But it's like people ask you what's wrong and it's crickets. They don't get anything back, and it's time for you to start being honest and open, especially if you're feeling like this, where even your emotions are an obstacle to get over. Let's see what else we got. It's about talking, opening up, asking for help if you need it. Also, researching ways to get over it in the sense that if there's a problem coming up, there is a way to logically get around it, is what I'm getting, if this is like problems that are coming up. But I'm really getting that the obstacles that you need to get over are quite small. What it is it's almost like the straw that broke the camel's back, though. That's why the emotional flood happens. It's like the last thing that ticks you over. It's the last thing that kind of puts the nail in the coffin. It's just kind of, no, bang, we're gone. It's gone. Do you know what I mean? That's like the last knock. It's like knocking continually on something, and it's the last knock that breaks the wall, puts the crack in the wall, that does the crack in the dam. You've got people around you, you have a support network around you, you have friends around you can talk to, family, whoever your biggest cheerleaders are when you succeed, they're around for you when you're at your lowest. So please remember that you have people around you. 6 of Cups. I don't know if this is like a family member that's around you, whether that's a sibling or a parent possibly. I don't know how in tune you are with your parents. You can talk to a parent if you're feeling overwhelmed. Equally, I would also recommend speaking to a therapist or a counsellor. If you're feeling that emotionally overwhelmed, there's obviously things you need to process and talk about. So I would recommend going to see a counsellor or some sort of talk therapist in order to do that, a professional, in order to help you through that. As much as yes, talk to your family, talk to those around you, but also if it's that overwhelming, you might need some tools to help you overcome that. Also talk to people that can help you around the issues as well. So I don't know if it's like financial issues that are like kind of like taken their toll on you. Then you absolutely need to speak to the people that can give you the practical financial advice. If you're in the UK, you can talk to the Citizens Advice Bureau if that's overwhelming. Each individual, if it's to do with like needing support for your child, speak to the Senko at the school, the educational needs support staff at the school, their point of contact for support. Especially if you're in the UK and this is about kids going back to school, the kids are going to decompress when they get home. It's going to be a hard week for that. but also you've just got over the whole homeschooling thing and and you're still dealing with a pandemic. So it's about sharing and processing and getting help where you can for each thing. And you might feel like, oh my God, I just feel like I'm asking everywhere all the time for help. But you're asking for help because you need it, not because you're too lazy. So please don't suggest that you're being inconvenient to anybody. Don't think you're being inconvenient. Those services are there in order to support you. If you're an arachnophobe, look away now, but I'm just going to show this quickly. You have the Hermit card. The card is now gone. The Hermit card is all about going within and finding your core, what it is you need, what do I need? What makes me happy, what's making me unhappy. I mean, if you've got to this point where there's an emotional dam, then you've obviously been blocking up feelings for quite a while, and the Hermit asks you to go within and process those feelings and acknowledge them and have a look and witness them, because you can only see where you're going once you've processed and assessed where you've been and what you've learnt from that, and healed. So in the present, you kind of need to process these feelings because you've hit crisis point to a certain extent. You're overwhelmed, and that's why it's come through as this massive wave of, and you might even go, well, where did that come from? But then it's lots of little things that have added up. It might be 5 little things that's created one massive feeling in you. So like I said, it could be that your kids are acting up at home because obviously they're going through another major change where they're back to school, or they've just been at home for however long and now they're going back to school. If you're in the UK, I'm just taking my life experience at the moment of what's going on. It's the pressure of having to leave the house because I haven't done that for however long, and being out in an environment where I have to be mindful of social distancing, because to be honest, it's only been my husband that's gone out and done the shopping. We've been home pretty much unless we've gone out for walks. It's getting them all ready for that. It's also balancing a new diet. I'm trying to study for myself at the same time. I'm trying to work around them being at home. It's been an incredible stressful time. Although I haven't been left home and it's been lovely having them home, it hasn't been family time where we've got to spend quality family time like it was over the summer in August. It's not like that. It's like I have to be a teacher and I'm not a trained teacher and I have to teach 3 subjects all at the same time. And that's like, the current situation is asking the impossible of people. And as perfectionist, Virgo, you're like, well, I'm not matching up to where I should be. The situation at the moment is unprecedented for anybody, unless you're miraculously alive 120 years ago or 90 years ago and remember living memory of what happened in the last one. So, in the last pandemic. But it's very much like you need to cut yourself some slack, Virgo. I know you think you have to keep all the balls in the air, otherwise you're failing, but you're not failing. What you're doing is sweeping stuff under the carpet and pretending that it's not happening in order to kind of keep going and, yeah, everything's fine, and it's not. And something small is going to come along this week and it's going to be like a moment of clarity, like, no, I need to start sorting this out. I need to start talking to people and opening up and letting them know that I'm not okay and I need a bit of support, and going within. And it's almost like a lesson, Virgo, that you have to learn, in the sense that, well, why have I been trying to support myself and why have I been trying to be a perfectionist for so long? Why does it really matter? And it's getting to the fundamental flaw of why does it matter that everything has to be perfect, because it's kind of like you need to get to the root of that in order to subside. But you need to start dealing with these little issues and you need to ask for help where you need it. You cannot do everything all on your own, Virgo. Okay, I'm going to get you a Threadbound Oracle card. The family, again, support network. Your support network, whether that's actual family, just your friends. Your friends are your family too. It's about asking for support. Collaboration is also on there. Collaborating with, if the kids are struggling at school, then absolutely contact the school and say, look, we need some extra help. This going back's been extremely traumatic. Is there anything I can do? Because you might have exhausted everything you've considered, or maybe there's something within work that you need some help with, or whatever it is. Until you talk to and collaborate with somebody else on a way to resolve the issues, you're not going to get them resolved. You cannot do it on your own this week. You're being asked to collaborate and work with other people. And in that sense, I think you feel isolated. And once you start doing this, once you start talking to people saying, I'm not okay, I need some support, you'll realise that you're not alone out there, and you'll have a sense of belonging in the world. Like, oh wow, no, actually it is okay. I'm not alone. Because I think you've got to this point where you're like isolated, and so you've got nothing to gauge how you're actually even coping with anything or managing anything. You're coping and managing extremely well. That's like, and nobody's bothered to offer you support because you're acting like everything's fine, like you've got it all going on, like you're fine, and because you're not speaking up and you're not being honest about the fact that you're not on certain things, and now you're just going to have this big burst, and that's fine because it's letting people know. And it's, you have to get those emotions out, you have to process. It's not healthy to pen them up and pretend they're not there and they're not happening. That's not healthy, Virgo. You need to process and deal with the issues. I hope that's been of some help to you, Virgo. I will be back again next week. If you want to get notified of that, by all means, feel free to subscribe down below. And I will see you again soon. Bye.